Hello and welcome to the dining table. My parents are still out of the house and I've done a lot on my puzzle since my last video. I'm not sorry about it because I really enjoyed it and there were a lot of things that didn't go according to plan this week. And this puzzle, although I like it, have some parts that I need to focus on. Like, I'm gonna show you the full picture when I'm done, but there's an area that takes, like, a somewhat small area. It took me like 3 or 4 hours because it's so many details and it's hard, okay? It's hard. Anyway, my parents out of the house, still, me struggling with the puzzle, still looking for a house. That haven't changed much. I did want to tell you though that I did go look at a house. And yes, I talked about one house in 2 videos ago now. But I also, today is Wednesday, 24th of April. Sunday, that was the 21st of April, I did go look at a house. It was hour and a half drive one way, so a total of 3-hour drive. It was a fairly decent day, so I didn't mind. And no, my car is not yet fixed, but I was grateful and very lucky that my parents have cars, so I borrowed one of their cars, okay? I borrowed one of their cars. They obviously knew about it. I wouldn't be able to drive it off without them knowing. But yeah, I got to borrow one of their cars so I could go look at a house because my parents want me out of the house. I want me out of this house. We all want me out of this house. I have a feeling a couple of you guys also wants me out of this house because as soon as I move and have my own place, I can make more videos because I'll be alone in the house, wherever and whichever house that is. But I don't know yet. Still working on that one. Still have not been able to figure that one out. But we'll get there. And yes, things are not going according to plan with, oh, it didn't work. With, well, a lot of things. There are things that I thought wouldn't be that difficult, but turns out I was wrong. So it's, yeah. First, the house I want to look at. It was fairly decent. I think, honestly, it's the first time, I've been to look at several houses. You might not think that because I haven't been to look at many lately. But over the last couple of years, I went and looked at, I don't even know how many houses. It's been a few. Let me tell you that. It's been a few. So, for me to go look at a house on Sunday, and actually, when I went there, or when I showed up and parked and got out of my car, I was thinking like, yeah, you know, this might actually be it. I could picture myself living there. It was lovely and weird because honestly, the houses that I've gone to look at, for some of them, it has been a rather immediate reaction. Like getting out of the car is like, oh no, this is not it. This is so not it. Or I've been on some of the houses, I've been able to get out of the car before and, out of the car and then into the house and walk into certain rooms before I go, oh no, this is not it. This is not it. But the one I looked at on Sunday, it was a lovely day. It was not all that windy. It was a nice breeze in there. It was warm in the sun and it was a lovely day. Does that play a part? Of course, I'm human. I like those things. So definitely played a part. The thing is, I mean, yeah, it was a nice house. I liked it. It had some drawbacks, some disadvantages, some things that I wasn't crazy about, but you know, a lot of things can get fixed or like kind of remedied one way or another. So I wasn't too concerned. It's like, well, like I'll be able to figure it out, you know? But like one of the things, because it was an old house, and I do love those old houses. I can't help it. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to have lived like 150 years ago when it comes to certain things. Not all things. I mean, I love indoor plumbing, I love electricity, I love the internet, I love puzzles. So yeah, there are a lot of things from today's society that I love, that I would not get rid of, would not give up on. But then you have certain things that I'm like, yeah, there are parts of me that probably would have fitted better 150 years ago. So that's a whole spiel I can make about that, but I'm not going to do that now because I'm going to tell you about the house that I went to look at. And for the first time I was like, oh, I like this place. It had some grassy areas, basically like pasture-ish. So you could have animals there. It was growing grass there now, and there had been cows on that property, and it was so nice. And it was a barn, and the roof of the barn was fairly decent. I did not go very far into the barn because the floor in the barn, it was not comfortable to walk on. You know, I don't know the English word. But if you walk on a floor, you're supposed to be steady. You're supposed to be kept flat. But this floor, the second floor in the barn, was like when you stepped on it, the planks like moved. It did not feel safe at all. It was like, am I gonna fall through? I don't know. I didn't, obviously. But that was it was a real concern. So if that had become my place, I definitely would have taken care of that. Made sure that, you know, really made sure that I didn't risk falling through the floor of the barn. So, but you know, that's something that could be fixed. It's fixable. So it's not a big issue. It's fixable. So, yeah. And the house, I mean, it had some ups and downs. More, yeah, I shouldn't say more downs than ups, but yeah. But I mean, in my price range, everything will need work. Some will need a lot of work. Some will need work. So either way, no matter what I buy, it will need work. I am fully aware of that. That's the name of the game. So that's what it is. It is what it is. And now you have the challenge with me doing a puzzle and talking at the same time. That's part of the reason you haven't gotten to see a lot of the puzzle. I'm sorry. I wanted to show you, but yeah, things happened and didn't happen, and yeah, it was a bit of a mess, and I was waiting for a phone call like I don't even know how many hours at the point. So yeah, back to the house. I tend to distract myself. But the house, yeah, it was nice. It had some challenges. It was an old house. It was beautiful. Except that one outside wall that they hadn't done anything about. Everything was like flaky and you could see the boards being rotten. Did I sound that right? The boards were like, you could basically peel off the paint and the boards themselves were like cracking and it was rotten? I don't know how to pronounce that word. Hopefully you understand. Either way, one wall was not good. One wall desperately needed something to happen. Anything really, because yeah. So that was its own thing with that. And yeah, it had some challenges there. Obviously, there are always challenges, but the biggest thing, I wouldn't say the biggest thing. I mean, the front door, you could lock it just fine. The toilet door, you could lock it just fine. It'll close it. The other doors inside, you had a pocket door to the kitchen. It worked. The doors to the living room and the dining room and the bedrooms, you couldn't really close them. Not really. So, but you know, that's something that can be fixed. Usually, at least. So that would, I mean, it would have worked out. It would have worked out somehow. So not the biggest problem. It would have been annoying, sure, but I mean, not the biggest problem, could be fixed. So yeah, but then I'd say the biggest issue I had with the house itself, it had a basement, which was great. Apart from the fact that you could not access the basement from inside the house. You had the front door on one side, and then you had to walk around outside and then around the house, and then you can walk into the basement. And if you don't use the basement a lot, it will be fine. Challenge was that the bathroom in the house was very small. Wouldn't have been a problem. The challenge was the laundry. Because the laundry, the only place to put a laundry machine, guess what? It was in the basement. So that meant that if you wanted to do laundry, you had to go out of the house, round the house, and then into the basement. Start the laundry and you probably walk out and around again and in and did whatever you wanted inside. Then out, and you get the picture. It'd be a lot of in and out of the house since you couldn't access the basement from the inside of the house. The challenge with that is that this is Norway. Come winter, it snows, or at least mostly. So yeah, that would probably not have been all that much fun if you needed to do laundry in the winter. And I don't know about you, but I tend to do laundry pretty much every single week. One way or another, one type of load or another, I do laundry every week. So if you got a surprise snow in winter in that house, you couldn't just go out and do your laundry. You'd have to dig your way around the house to be able to start the laundry. And if you were really bad at luck, I don't think that's how you say it. Anyway, if you had really bad luck and it snowed before the laundry was done, you'd have to dig your way around again to be able to get the laundry. And you know, that would not be fun. I don't think that would be fun at all. But I mean, but it's an easy fix. You could just put the laundry in the house. There wasn't really anywhere to put it. And I refuse to have laundry in the kitchen. It's weird. I don't get people. I understand that you can't fit all the things, all the places, but just no. For me, I mean, I've seen houses for sale that has a laundry machine in the kitchen. I don't get it. It is weird. I do not want that. So, and yeah, I know that's a me thing and I like get over myself or whatever, but no. Just no. Not happening. So, yeah, that wasn't the problem though. I mean, you could have, one way or another, you could have been able to figure out, you'd have to apply if you could like build out stuff to make an indoor entrance to the basement. Sure, it's possible, but it's a really old house and you're not always allowed to do whatever you want with the old houses. They tend to be quite restrictive about what you're allowed to do with your own house. Yeah, I'm not always crazy about that. I mean, I'm thinking, and yeah, to an extent, I get that you need some rules and regulations, but other times I'm like, seriously? So it's a whole thing. Ooh, nice. So that was one thing. And I mean, there are a lot of those things could have been fixed. It could have been worked out one way or another, could have made it happen. Fine, cool, whatever. What I couldn't get over, and it is definitely a me thing, I'm aware. I can handle a lot of things, but I'm somewhat sensitive to sounds. If there are too many sounds that get on my nerves, I can't deal with that. I can't handle it. So the fact that the highway was really close, actually the highway wasn't that close, but the highway was close enough that you could hear it. Like a hum. All the time. And it was like and sure, it wasn't loud. It was a fairly low hum, but it was there all the time. If you're inside the house, you couldn't hear it. Fine, cool. I don't intend to be inside the house all the time. I want to be outside. I want to grow food. I don't know about you, but most of that takes place outside if you want a big area. So that's the thing. And yeah. And that sound. Sometimes it was a little louder and sometimes it was a little less, but it was there all the time. And just by being there and hearing that sound, I was getting worn out from not looking at the house, but from hearing the sound of the highway the whole time I was there. Man, I do not do well with such sounds, clearly. So the house was, I could have lived there if it hadn't been from the sound from the highway that was trying to make me go crazy. I don't think that was the intention of the highway. You know, the highway was just there and getting people places. I get it. Not for me. So the highway totally ruined that place for me, which is sad because it was really nice. I don't know if you would have liked it, but it doesn't really matter because you won't be living there. I would have, but I won't be living there either because I did not like that sound. It was getting on my nerves, and not just a little. It was getting on my nerves a lot. So I just decided that no, I can't do it. I can't. I simply can't. So I had to let that go. So I didn't even try to get that because the house. They were more like the highway. Not for me. So not for me. Wait, are you about to cut me off? Hold on. Alright, so that house, clearly a no-go for me, but not because of the house, but because of the highway. So that was very unfortunate. The other things I've been doing for the past couple of days is waiting for phone calls. I don't do well when I have to wait for phone calls. In fact, I don't really like phone calls in general. I don't like talking on the phone. So, I don't know how well you're gonna see me, but this is too far away for me to sit properly. Anyway, I don't know about you, but part of the reason I haven't been filming is because I waited for phone calls, and yeah, I know, sure, you can wait. Can you even see me properly? Hold on. Alright, hopefully this filming so you can actually see what I'm doing. So, I don't know about you guys, but I don't like waiting for phone calls. I generally don't like to have phone calls, but you know, when you buy a house, you need money. When you don't have all the money you need, you gotta find them somehow. And then enter the bank, because I will need a mortgage. Challenges. There are so many challenges with all the things, all the time. And yeah, part of the reason I haven't been filming is because I've been waiting for the freaking phone call that didn't actually show up yesterday. So that was unfortunate. And when I wait for phone calls, or when I wait for things in general, I just kind of stop functioning. I don't know how else to explain it. I can't do anything while I wait, which is ridiculous. I'm completely aware. And even though I'm completely aware, I still cannot make myself do things when I'm waiting because I'm waiting. Which is, yeah, weird. I know. So that's why I didn't film, because I was waiting for a phone call. Saying it out loud is like, oh my god, I am so weird. Oh wait, I already knew that. And if you're not new on this channel, you already know that too. So, I have some struggles here. That is normal. But yeah, waiting for phone calls, not fun. Anyway, to be able to buy a house, I need to work with the bank and have them lend me money. But since I don't have a job, they're like a little reluctant, even though I have a really good track record and I don't see the problem. I mean, so that's a new thing that I now have to figure out how to, I don't know, convince the bank to do something that they're not sure if they want to do. As in, lend me money. So that's a new development that sucks, and I was waiting for phone calls, and even though I did a lot of the puzzle, I did not film it because I was waiting for a phone call. And it sounds silly, but that it is what it is. It's just how I pretend that I function. So anyway, I realized that I wouldn't be able to show you everything that I wanted on this puzzle anyway, so I just like I just kept doing the puzzle little by little. And one day, hopefully soon, or it has to be soon because I have a deadline about, moving out of my parents' house. That deadline is approaching real fast. Way, way too fast. And this is a camel, I think. I put the lid away because I put stuff in it, so I can't look at the lid. That was not intentional. It was very unintentional, but it happened. I was distracted by waiting for a phone call, and I made some decisions I probably shouldn't have. But yeah, so yet again, life is throwing me a curveball by making it hard for me to get a loan from the bank because I don't have a job, but I'd like to know where I'm moving to be able to get a job where I'm going, so I don't feel like I'm ripping off new employers by telling them that, hey, you can hire me, I'll work for you, and then come like, I don't know, a month later and say, hey, I quit because I'm moving. And then they'll be like, but you just got a job here. I'll be like, yeah, sorry, that's not me. I mean, I have been in a position a couple of times where I helped hire people. And that's not something you do lightly. It takes time. You have to write, or you have to make up, God, I don't know the English words for stuff. It's so annoying. But you have to put out an ad, and you have to write the ad before you put it out. And then you have to interview people, and then you have to hire them, and keep your fingers crossed you pick the right one, because picking the wrong one is expensive, because you also have to train them. So if they don't work, so if you have crappy luck and they don't work out and you have to fire them, then you have to go through the process again. And it's an expensive process because it takes so much time. And I don't want to do that to people. I don't feel like being the person that says, hey, hire me, I'm gonna quit in a month. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right at all. And now I might have to, and it annoys me because I don't want to do it. I'm not saying I don't want a job. I'm saying I don't want to do that. That to me feels very dishonest to an employer. And to have them spend a lot of time and money to have them pick me and then just turn around and said, bye. It doesn't feel right. I don't want to do that. It would make me feel horrible. But I'm starting to realize that a bank couldn't give less of a shit whether I feel horrible about something or not. And I mean, I get the bank. It's a business. It needs to know for sure that it's going to get its money back. I get it. I'm not stupid. It just, can't they work with me instead of against me? I mean, come on. I have been an excellent customer to the bank. I've always paid on time. They've never had any problems with me. I've never asked for more than I should. So, come on. Just give me this one thing, would you? But, yeah, I don't know. I'm waiting for a phone call from the bank. Again, oh, not right now, obviously, because it's after work hours. There's no way in hell they're gonna work after work hours. So yeah, but yeah, that's the newest curveball. Luckily, it feels weird to say luckily the house, I thought, maybe I could live here. It wasn't for me after all, so I didn't have to kind of fight with the bank earlier. So yeah, it's a great curveball. Yet another one. I feel like I've had enough of those to last me a while now. I don't feel like I need more curveballs. Can we just have everything align and everything go, I wouldn't say according to plan, because I don't necessarily have a very specific plan. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need a specific plan, but I have a specific plan. Find a house, buy it, get a job. I mean, come on. But apparently that's not quite how it's working out at the moment. So yeah, wish me luck. But I don't feel like I want luck. I just want the bank to say, okay, here, you can borrow this money. We expect you to pay them back. And it's not like I wouldn't. I mean, come on. Also, standing the way I do right now is not very comfortable. So I'm thinking you've now heard of the latest news, and I'm thinking next video will be no talking. Maybe. Who knows? I never seem to make up my mind fully about that. So yeah, I will see you in the next video. Technically more like you will see me in the next video, but we don't need to get technical about that. I'm still looking for a house. I might have to get a job and then be dishonest. Well, it's not really dishonest, it's just it don't feel right to me. I wish that mattered. It feels like it doesn't, which sucks. Anyway, when I'm done with the puzzle, I promise I will show you the end result. But for now, thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.